शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. Today is the third lecture, and I have already announced the forthcoming Thursday's evening, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 1 hour. These timings are going to be flexible if necessary. And today I want to speak about the constellations. The constellation or the Rashi. When we are looking this Rashi, the word, the Jyotisha, Vedic Jyotisham, Vedanga Jyotisham, when we are looking, there are 12 constellations or the 12 Rashis have been told. How this Rashi is getting formed. When we see this Rashi, when we see all around 360 degrees of the circle when we are forming. Each and every circle is with 360 degrees. This is well-known fact for us. When 360 degrees are being divided equally into 12, each and every Rasi or constellation is going to be with 30 degrees of the arc. In the 30 degrees of the arc, the different stars are going to be get placed. What we are looking, the 27 stars, these 27 stars, they are not single stars. Each and every nakshatra which we are speaking, Ashwini, Bharani, etc., these are with n number of the stars. When we are speaking about the stars, we are going to speak how many stars is going to be get formed by for the Ashwini, how many stars for the Bharani, and how many for the Kritika. When we are looking this star padas, each and every star is being said as with 4 padas. These stars are the group of the stars which we are looking. They are not even from the one galaxy. They are from the different galaxies. But based upon their brightness, their mass, their waves which are being emitted, their physical properties which are being exposed to us, are being transmitted to us. Based upon that, the people, they have identified the different constellations and different stars. Now these 12 constellations. These 12 constellations in Vedic Jyotish are being stated with the Mesha, Rishabha, Mithuna, Karkata, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishchika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha and Meena. For the convenience and understanding, we are using the English names and also Sanskrit names simultaneously. Mesha means goat-like and it is Aries. Rishabha means Taurus, it is like the bull head or the head of the bull. Mithuna is the two people, one male and one female are being together. This is being called as a Gemini. The fourth is a Karkata, is a Cancer, the crab-like. Simha is a Leo, which is like lion. It is a sitting lion. Each and every portion of this constellation also being told with its names and other things. Kanya is a Virgo. The Virgo is a woman or a lady. It is being described also. We are going to pass the each and every constellation description. The Tula or the Libra is like a balancer, and Vrishchika is a scorpion, and Dhanu is a Sagittarius, where the arrow, this bow and arrow, many people say the dualistic signs and the sitting signs and moving signs and so on. This dualistic sign, this means whether the bow arrow is being released or being aimed. This is being ready to be aimed. So the Makara is a Capricorn. It is a different animal. You might be seeing in many of the temples a Makara Toranam. The Makara is going to have the 7 animals together. 7 animals. It's like its a trunk is like elephant trunk. Ears are like the cow ears. The tail is like Leo or the lion. And that means the description of the Makara is very different. This is a Makara Torana is a very auspicious, and this Makara Torana usually we see in the temples for the very auspicious. And the Kumbha is Aquarius. where the water sign, it is going to be where the water is being full. The people say half the pot is empty, half the pot is full. So there are many n number of the descriptions which we are going to see. We'll try to see how this understanding is going to be there with. And the last one, the Pisces. Pisces is two fish together, where one fish is facing the another fish tail towards, and the same way the two fishes are going to be there with. Now, when these constellations are going to be get observed, the each and every constellation is being given the synonyms. In Ayurveda and in astrology or in the Vedic Jyotisham, always whenever the Sanskrit is being used to fulfill the grammar in the sloka, they were using the different terminologies or the synonyms for these things. And these synonyms are the reflective of the character of the individual constellation also. Now, Mesha Rasi. This Mesha Rasi, the Mesha constellation, is being stated with Aja, Vishwa, Kriya, Tumbura, Adya. Adya means first. Kriya means activity. Vishwa means universally spread. Now the Rishabha Rasi. When we see this Rishabha Rasi, it is being said Aksha. Go. Go means cosmic event. Tubra. Gokula. Here the Aksha. Why this Aksha word has come out is, in the Rishabha Rasi there is a Rohini Nakshatra. The Rohini Nakshatra is a very brightest star. When the moon is moving in the arc, the Rohini is said to be the very lovable wife for the moon. The Rohini is a very brightest star, comes very nearer to that of the arc of the moon. Thereby, the moon, Rohini and moon relationship is a very lovable wife and husband is being told. Third one is the Mithuna. Mithuna is the two people, one male and one female together. Mithunam means a couple. It is a Dvandva. It is dualistic in character. Nara Yugma and Ru Yugma. Nara means human. Ru Yugma. It is like a human-like structure. Jatuma, Jituma, Yama. Yama means two. Yuga means two. These words are going to be used for the Mithuna Rasi. The fourth one is the Karkata, which is said as a Cancer, Kulira. Kulira is a synonym for the Cancer or the crab. Karkataka, Karkata. Synonyms are being used. There is being distributive. Fifth is the Simha, Leo. It is a sitting line, Simha, and Kanthirava, and also Rugendra, Leya. That means each and every word are being told, and this line is being sitting line. It's not a charging line. And Kanya. Kanya is a Virgo. This is a lady, one hand holding the lamp and second hand holding the grain. It is also dualistic. It is going to show the way for the people. Here the Virgo is Pathona. Patha means way. Pathona means it is showing the way. And Kanya is a virgin lady. Ramani means a lady, and Taruni means also a lady. Tula is a Libra, where Tuli, Vanika, here it is a business is being shown. Vanik is business, and Joka, Dhagata, and Tula. It is a Libran. Vrishchika is a Scorpion. The Scorpio is going to be Ali, is a Kita. And also Vrishchika, Kupri, and Keta. That means all the small insects are being brought as, and it is where the Scorpio is going to be set for the secrecy maintenance. Here when we are looking, this Mars is the ruler, he is a spy. That means the Kulira are the insects which we are going to see. We don't see the scorpions on the streets. We are going to see in the villa. They are go chupke rehta hai. That means they are going to have a secrecy of the life. And Dhanu is a Sagittarius. It is Chapa is a bow, and also Dhanu are the bow, and Sarasana, where the Shara is the arrow and Sharasana is the bow. Makara is the Capricorn, Mruga. It is an animal. It is being described, the front legs are like a human and back legs are like an animal. That's why it is a Chatushpada. This Chatushpada Mruga and Mrugasya, Makaram, Nakram. Now the Kumbha is Aquarius, where the pot are Ghata and Kumbha and Todya Dhara. That is, there is a water and Todya Dhara is there. Meena is the last sign, 12th sign, Pisces, where the Meena, Antyam, last, and Matyasya, it is being said, it is like a fish mouth, and Prudhoroma, Rusha. These are the synonyms which are being used. What is the importance of these different constellations? How we see these constellations in the description of different aspects. There are in the zodiac we see these constellations in a different way also. Now, as here, first and foremost, with the medical astrology, the Mesha means the head, Rishabha means the face, and the Midhuna means the chest, and Karkata means the heart, Simha means the abdomen, Kanya means the groin, Tula means the urinary bladder, KUB regions, Ruchika means genitalia, and Dhanu means Uru and even the spinal cord. Makara is for the Janu, and Kumbha for the Jangha are the calf muscles, Meena for the pada, feet are being described. This is this description which we are seeing is related with that of the medical astrology and Sarira Anga Pratyanga Vibhagas. We are going to discuss this in the medical astrology course in detail. At present, for the general astrology, we just require this much only. Now, the relation and the motility of the Rashis are to be studied. There are different ways which we have come across. Now, let me show you in the constellation. I just want to share you the screen. Here, I want to make yourself understanding how you are going to see this, the different constellation of the Google sky. When we see Google sky, are you able to see the screen? If I am showing here the Aries, it takes a little time to locate it. Here we can just see. Can you see this Aries word?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, visible. Yeah. Now some people still are getting admitted. Here, this small thing which we see, this is the Aries, and whereas this triangle like which we are going to see is the Pisces. Aries and Pisces, when we are going to see, it is overlapped. This is from the Google sky, which you can see it. This is the Aries. Here you can see the n number of the stars also. You can see 1, 2, and 3, and 4 stars. We can just say what stars are going to be made out the Aries in the future or in the later course. Now, after the Aries, this is the Taurus. This constellation which you are going to see here, it is the Taurus or the Rishabha. You can see just like an X like this which you are going to see. This is Auriga. This is a different. Here, this is a constellation which we are going to see as a Taurus. This much is the Taurus. You are going to see all the same, on the same line, the entire constellation. Here the Aries, here is the Taurus, and here is the Gemini. Now you can just see here, the Gemini is with like two people standing, holding their hands. This is the Gemini, which you are going to see here. Right? This is the Gemini. After the Gemini, what we are going to get is the Cancer or the Karkata. This particular symbol like this is a hand and in the bottom a square which you see. This is the constellation which you say as is the Cancer or the Karkata Rasi. After the Karkata Rasi, as you see the Simha, here it is a Simha. Actually, it looks as if it is standing. But this Leo is being said as sitting Leo. But here, as we see this standing Leo like this, actually the posture which we can see very comfortably the Leo. After the Leo, what we have is after the Leo, the Virgo. This is the Virgo. In the Virgo, you can just see 3 arms or 4 arms like with a single line. This is the Virgo, which you can see in the dark night, and very comfortably you can enjoy this constellations identification. You can use the Google map or Sky map, or otherwise there are so many different softwares are available. After the Kanya, we are going to get the Libra, Tula. This is the Libra, where you see in the Libra, there is a triangle and where 2 hands are there. This is the Libra. The Scorpion is like a big S. This is the Scorpio. This is the Scorpio with a fangs, 2 fangs in the front, and a big S of the tail is the Scorpion. After the Scorpion, this is the Scorpion. After the Scorpion, what we are going to get is the what was the next one? After the Dhanu. This is the Sagittarius. Here is the Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius is going to be like, okay, this is like a bow and an arrow holding the hand. Okay, this is another corona, and you can just make it out. Here you can just see in this also directly Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn. Okay. After the Sagittarius, what we see, this is a Gemini, Leo, Libra. Okay. Sagittarius, this is the Sagittarius, what you see here. After the Sagittarius, you are going to see the Capricorn. The Capricorn are the Makara Rasi. This Makara Rasi, you can just see a very different constellation it is. That's why this constellation is very famous. After this, we are going to get the Aquarius. This Aquarius, you can just see how big constellation it is. This is these stars and other things which are not going to be nearer one to another. They are so far away. After this, what you get is the Pisces. This, as you are having the Aries, and here is the Pisces. This is the Pisces before 2. And when you see, this is the Pegasus. This is a Pegasus, the Purva Bhadra Pada and Uttara Bhadra Pada. Uttara Bhadra Pada and Purva Bhadra Pada, two stars are there. See, you can just see the first 2 stars. These 2 stars are Purva Bhadra Pada. These 2 stars are Uttara Bhadra Pada. You can just see how beautifully they are being aligned. You can just enjoy these constellations as you see even. This is the, here, this is the Pisces, and this is the Aquarius. From point to point when we are going to see. The Purva Bhadrapada part is there in the Aquarius and part is there in the Pisces. Uttara Bhadra and Revati full are there. Only 4th pada of the Purva Bhadra is going to be there in the Meena Rasi, and whereas total Uttara Bhadra, these 2 stars are going to be said as the Uttara Bhadra. These 2 stars are going to be said as the Purva Bhadra. This is the constellation. When you see here, you can just enjoy even the solar system, how they are beautifully being there, and the moon and the sun and so on. You can just see the sun, how come it is going to be there with. And in the constellation, you can enjoy the different planets also. Now, when we are going to see these planets, how they are going to be there. Okay, this went somewhere else. Okay, now I can just stop sharing the screen. These constellations, as we are going to see from the sky, it is going to be amazing. And in the galactic position, when we see these stars, the each and every star identification through, I just try to follow the sky map from the mobile, or otherwise there is a one more software called as the um, Star Walk. The Star Walk 2 is also going to be very good enough, and it is going to be showing a beautiful diagrammatic like. Now, I just want to show you here. I don't know whether it is going to be, how it is going to be seen. This is going to be of the, you can just see. Okay. This, what I have shown here, is going to be of the different way, as it is going to be moved with, and it is going to be moved, and thereby we can enjoy it. And there are different, when I see position, it is going to be shown something, and when I started showing, it is showing the my backside what is there on the constellations. You can just enjoy it. You can make it out very easily. You can download Star Walk 2. Okay. This is Star Walk. In the galactic position, when we see the stars and constellations, we are going to get very admired 360 view. And it is going to be observed in the clear sky when there is no dust is there and there is no problem, or in the early morning hours. You can just scan how they are going to look even. In this, there are shorter rasis and longer rasis. Why these are shorter, longer, and medium-sized, are the middle ranged? Because the total constellations and our movement in the solar path also in the elliptical way, it is not in the exact round. When we are making the elliptical way in the center, it is going to be shorter. At the edges, it is going to be wider and longer. And in the middle way. That means the rasis are going to show a different length variation. But they are of only 30 degrees in nature. They do not deviate the 30 degrees. But lengthwise, the span when they are moving, the planet movement is going to be observed as if it is a long wave processed. These rasis are going to be spoken as with the motility also. Out of this rasis, there is a water relation and also the motility also. Whether, as we said, Leo is sitting. How can a sitting Leo can move? That means Chara Rasi, Sthira Rasi, Dviswabhava Rasi. These are the three terms which are being brought. Chara means movable, Sthira means fixed, Dual means Dviswabhava means they can go, they can move, they can stand. Here, when you see from the Mesha to Meena Rasi, there are 12. You can just see Mesha Rasi is a standing and it is a movable. Rishabha Rasi is sitting, it is a fixed or the non-movable. The third one, the Gemini or the Mithuna Rasi, is a dualistic. It is being fixed and also being movable. The same way when you start Chara, Sthira, Dviswabhava. You can just count the rest of the three. Now what are the next three? Karkata, Simha, Kanya. Karkata is a Chara Rasi, movable, whereas the Simha is a Sthira Rasi, fixed one, and whereas the Kanya is the Dviswabhava Rasi, dualistic in nature. Now another three set, where the Tula, Vruchika, Dhanu. Tula is movable up and down. See the directions. Mesha goes first, front. This Kulira or the Karkata goes grabs to the side, whereas the Libra goes up and down. And the Vruchika Scorpion is once again fixed. It is in the below only. It is not going to come out so much. It is like a spy. And the Dhanu, whether it can be left off or it cannot be. It can be dropped off, dualistic in nature. Now the last three. Fixed is, first is the movable, Chara, is the Capricorn. Because it is having 2 human legs and 2 animal legs. With 4 legs it moves. Aquarius, Kumbha is a fixed one. Pot is fixed. Water is fixed. It is a watery sign. Whereas the Meena is dualistic. It will stand still or it will move even. So we can understand with this how these are going to be made out. the Chatushpada, Dvipada. Here, when we are movable signs are going to be said, are the signs which we are looking, whether they have 2 legs, or the 4 legs, or without legs, or multiple legs. Suppose Karkata with 8 legs, it is going to be Scorpion with 8 legs, it is a Kita, and it is having Chatushpada. Already we have said. That means when we are looking this Kita, Chatushpadas, and other things, whenever we are looking as the Prashna Lagna or otherwise, when we are thinking of going for somewhere else, the use of the Chatushpada, Dvipada are going to be there with. We can select for the Muhurta. When the Muhurta is being made, at the time it is going to be made out. Especially in the Kumbha Lagna, when any borewell is being digged. If the Kumbha Lagna is there, water is supposed to be there because you are making in a Lagna where water is going to be abundant. Once one of my client was digging with the according to the Vastu and said, I am not getting, no water is there in my plot. He came to me. I said, do you believe on the Muhurtas? Do you believe on me, first of all? There is a question of belief also is necessary. If you are going to believe me, do one thing. I am just going to give the Muhurta wherever it is convenient for you. If you are going to, wherever it is convenient, in whichever side of there you start digging, you are going to get the water. What he said is, okay, I believe you. And he just went, because almost this is 25 years back incident. At that time only he has spent not less than 1 crore on his house. Now that much of the money invested, there is no water. So then he started digging the well for the Muhurta. He just break a nariyal, he just started it, and you doesn't believe, a 10 feet beyond, he dig for the 250 feet, there is no water. Here at the 80 feet, there is a water. How come it is possible? Because it is a Muhurta. So we have to think of in a better way. Now this astrology is only for the use of making ourselves acquainted with whenever there is advice is required. We need not believe totally, but we have to accept the signs. When he has followed a dover, a doving mission was there, and he said, here it is at the 60 feet there is a water, and it is Isanyam, and everything is very perfect according to the Vastu and according to the geographical survey of person, but there is no water up to 250 feet. A 10 feet later, wherever according to his wish, he started digging, and he got lots of the water at the 80 feet only. How come this is going to be possible? How the layer is here, how the layer was not there? Why this layer did not go there? It is supposed to ooze, but it did not ooze it. Anyway, now this relationship of the water relation or the motility relation or pada, Chatushpada, Dvipada relation, also we have to understand when we are looking a Rasi and constellation. Here, the quadrupeds, the Chatushpada are strong between when it is going to become 10th bhava. When we are coming for the Lagna bhava, that means there are the Dwadasha bhavas. The 12 bhavas from the Lagna at the time of the birth, whatever is the rising, that is being called as a Lagna. When the Lagna is going to be there, from the Lagna, we are going to count the Prathama bhava, Tanu bhava, till to the of the Dwadasha bhavas. These Dwadasha bhavas, when we are counting, the quadruped or the Chatushpada, if it is going to be of the Dashama bhava. If the Makara Rasi is the Dashama. Okay. Now, for the Mesha Lagna, Dashama bhava is the Makara. Makara is the Chatushpada. That means for the Lagna of the Mesha Lagna, having becoming the Chatushpada Rasi as a 10th is said to be the good enough. If the Dvipada Rasi, like Mithuna Rasi is a Dvipada Rasi. Mithuna Rasi, if it is going to be of the Lagna, then it is going to be strong. The Kanya Rasi is a Dvipada Rasi, then it is going to be strong. Now, when we are looking the watery Rasis or the Jala Rasis, this Jala Rasi, if it is of the 4th bhava, For the Vrishchika Lagna, Kumbha is the Jalarasi, fourth bhava. If the fourth bhava is the Kumbha, for the Vrishchika Lagna, as it is going to be good enough, we can pre-calculate these things also, we can make it out. Okay, but there is a class. Except for the Vrishchika Rasi, if the Jalarasi becomes the fourth bhava for the other Lagnas, then only it is useful. Otherwise, for the Vrishchika Lagna, it is not possible. For the Vrishchika Lagna, if the fourth Rasi is going to become the Jala Rasi, this is not going to give any further benefit. If the Vrishchika Lagna is going to become the seventh bhava, that means for the Rishabha Rasi, for that it is going to be good enough. That means they are giving some of the rules and regulations based upon their strength and other things. Now let us make a small understanding of the watery signs and the motility along with. And we are going to make a discussion of how these places are going to be representative of. If suppose we are looking in the horary or the prashna, somebody was asking, I lost my gold chain, where can I find it? By calculating, the answer came out, it is a Tula Rasi. That means already your gold chain is being sold and this is available with the business people. If suppose it is of the Makara Rasi, you lost your gold chain where the watery banks or the river banks are there. When the watery places are there, at the watery places, when you go there, your chain was dropped, it was not stolen. You understand? Now the two things are going to be get different. If suppose your answer came as the Rishabha Rasi, if it is of the answer is a Rishabha Rasi, then the Rishabha Rasi places are said as the lands of the plains and the forests and the cattle sheds. Did you visit, you just ask the person, did you visit any sort of the cattle sheds or any sort of the gardens or etc.? While walking in the garden, your gold chain were dropped there. Thereby, if you are going to search in those places, you will be getting your gold chain back. This is what we are going to say about. Now, the first and foremost is the Mesharas. Yes, please.
Yeah, sir. Sorry for interrupting you there. When you say the Rashi which comes, does it mean the Lagna or the Chandra Rashi?
No, this is a Lagna only. From the Lagna, we are calculating based upon the horary,
right, sir.
Where we find. Yeah. Our question was where we find the material, lost material.
Yeah. So this the Rashi which is the Rashi which rises in Lagna would be taken.
No, not like that. That is a different way. Okay. We will discuss when it is going to be of the Prashna or horary.
All right, sir.
If the answer is, if the answer what you got out of your horary is, I said, okay.
Yeah.
Suppose if the answer you got from the horary is the Simha Rasi, then the Simha Rasi is places of mountains and caves and forest. That means that area, when you search, you will be finding your lost materials. Thereby, we are going to give an answer for. Now, I just want to speak. Mesha Rasi, it is a no water Rasi, Nirjala Rasi. It is a short, its length is a short. Harasva Rasi. Harasva Rasi, Nirjala Rasi, it is a Chatushpada Rasi or the quadruped. Mesha Rasi is a Chatushpada Rasi. We have come across, just now there was a sentence, if the 10th bhava is going to become a Chatushpada Rasi, the use of the Chatushpada Rasi and other things which we are going to find it out. Quadruped, if it is going to be Dasama Rasi, then it is a very strong. That means if the Dasama Rasi is going to be the Mesha Rasi. For which Lagna, Dasama Rasi, it is going to become, for the Karkata Lagna, it is going to become the Dashama Rasi. For the Karkata Lagna, Dashama Rasi is a Mesha Rasi, it is a Chatushpada Rasi. For the Mesha Lagna people, if as the Mesha is going to become Chatushpada Rasi, it is going to be good for them. What places is the Mesha is going to be referral with? The places or the surfaces of the treasure like gold and diamonds. Actually, this areas where actually it is a mining, Mesha Rasis are always going to referral with that of the minds. That means whenever any Mesha is going to be referral with, there are some of the hidden treasures or the things are going to be. When the Mesha Rasi is reflective, there are some hidden treasures also. Might be in many of the temples, whenever there is any Mesha or the goat head is going to be reflective there some treasures may be there with in the particular temple also or the particular area also. That could be understood with. The second Rasi is the Rishabha Rasi. The Rishabha Rasi is also short, Kasva Rasi. It is a water dependent. Rishabha, a ox is required water. It is a water dependent. Thereby it is going to live nearer to that of the water. And Chatushpada Rasi once again. This is also Chatushpada. And the lands and the plains or the forests and where the cattle sheds or the where cattle feed is going to be available, such areas the Rishabha Rasi is going to be there with. Third is the Mithuna Rasi. This is a Sama Rasi or the equal. It is also water dependent because it is a humanoid in nature. This Dvipada Rasi are the two-legged. The places are going to be referral with the gambling, casinos, or the prostitution, or the sex-related areas, or the where the crime and things are going to be there. These are areas referral with that of the Mithuna Rasi. The next Rasi is the Karkata. Karkata is also equal in nature, or the Sama Rasi, but it is a watery sign. Karkata Rasi is a watery sign, Jala Rasi. And as it is a Jala Rasi Aquarius, the motility is in the Jala only. Thereby, here the Pada, here as the no Pada is being said for the this also, and even the Jala Rasi Aquarius for the Makara also second half has been said, and even for the Vrishchika. These Ketas are multi-legged, thereby they were speaking as a Jala Rasi. You can just say Ashtapada or otherwise even the Jala Rasi. Now the places which we are going to refer are watery places like ponds, lakes, and their shores are going to be referred with always. Now the question of the fifth one is the Simha. Simha Rasi is said to be a long one or Dirgha Rasi. There is no water for the Simha, where it is a Chatushpada four-legged, and places of mountain caves and lakes and the shore places of the mountain caves and the forests are going to be said for this Simha Rasi. Now this Kanya is once again Dirgha Rasi, where it is a water dependent again as a humanoid. Dvipada Rasi, only two padas are going to be there with, and here the cultivating lands, fertile lands are going to be there, fields and the sculptures, artworks, bedrooms, conjugational places and other things are going to be. This said as. Now the seventh is the Tula Rasi. Tula Rasi is said as a once again long Rasi or Dirgha Rasi, and there is no water with the Tula Rasi, and this is also with the Dvipada because it is assisting for that of the Vanik. Most of the time Libra is being justice referral or the legal referral, it is going to be with that of where it is being balancedly being told or talked with. And business places are the commonly being said for the Tula Rasi. Vrishchika is Dirgha Rasi or the long, and watery Rasi once again as Aquarius, Jala Rasi. Here also Ashtapadas are there. Thereby it is being considered as Jala Rasi. Dumpy and sumpy places are going to be there with the holes. Such areas are said as for the Vrishchika places. Ninth is the Dhanur Rasi. In the Dhanur Rasi, it is once again equal or Sama Rasi. There is no water with the Dhanu. And here the Dhanu is actually said as a person holding a bow in the hand where his back body is said as like a horse. That means front two legs are said to be the human legs, back two legs are the horse legs. Thereby, the person who is having a semi-humanoid form, the first half is said as a Dvipada, and the second half or the back half is said as the Chatushpada. That's why we get the bifurcation of the Visvabhavata. The front is the humanoid, back is animal, is being observed for the Dhanu, and places which are going to be the where we are going to park the places like carts and vehicles and etc. And the horse stables or the cow sheds are going to be also going to be set for these places as such. The 10th place is the Makara Rashi. It is once again the Sama Rashi, where it is a watery sign, and here also the form of the animal is being changed. The front is the animal, back is with that of the aqueous in nature. Thereby, the front half or first half is being said as the quadruped or Chatushpada, Pasu, and the second half is having no legs or the aqueous, multi-legged also we can say. And the river places and the river banks are being specifically said as places for the Makara Rasi. Next is the Kumbha Rasi. When the Kumbha Rasi, when we are looking, it is a short or the Harasva Rasi. This is a water dependent because water is required for it. It is a Dvipada or the person, as a person holding the pot being said, the person is there. That's why it becomes the Dvipada. And here the places like storage places are the shelves, and water storages places are the tanks and water dumpies are going to be. The inside house, the shelvings or otherwise any storage places are going to be. Godowns and etc. The last Rasi, 12th Rasi is the Meena Rasi, the Pisces, which is of the once again Sama Rasi, equal in nature, watery sign where the water is going to be there. Because it is a Jala Rasi, there were no padas being set for, and the seashores and deep oceans are going to be referral for that of this Meena Rasi. So, this Rasi natures, as we are going to see always, all the time, it is going to be referred with that of the even the Jati also. The Jati, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaisya, Sudra, Chatushprakara as being said in the ancient area. The explanation for this Jati, whatever is in the colloquy is not right. Here always the Kshatriya refers with the protection. Brahmana refers with that of the intelligence, of the knowledge perception and also knowledge sharing. The third is the Vaisya is a barter system or the business where the exchange of the money is going to be there with, or a business attitude. Fourth is the Sudra. Word of the Sudra. You might be getting wondered the synonym of the Indra. Indra, the king, super king of the deities, he was called as a Rakshasa and Sudra also. That means here the word Sudra is not a bad word. A person who is workaholic, a person who is working category and skilled person is being called as Sudra. Sudraka Maharaja, a one king name itself is a Sudra. That means he is highly skilled. The person, the word which we are referring with the Sudra is Amchaja, etc. No, he is a person who is actually performing the work. Suppose I am a Panchakarma therapist. I am a Panchakarma physician. As a Panchakarma physician, I am intellect, sharing the intellect, and whereas my shared intellect requires a vanik or the businessman who is going to provide me oils for the massage. He is a vanik. I require a security system for the where I am performing my action. That security system is being seen by the Kshatriya. And a person who is actually performing the massage for the patient with the skills is the Sudra. That means each and every work is going to be involved with these four things. There is a requirement of the intelligence. The intelligence is being converted as the business where the procurements are going to be there. The procurement is otherwise a business. And the procurement is going to be required with a skilled person. Performance of the work is the Sudra. And the entire system, these three people, as they are involved with the work, there is a need of the security. The security is being given by the Kshatriya. This is the original concept of the Vedic literature, not the Brahmana means higher category, Sudra means lower category. A person who is performing in the work in the field, he is always dirty. A person who is sitting in the AC room, he never have any sort of the clay for his hand. A person who is prescribing panchakarma massage to be done or the dhara to be done, like me, he is not going to get the oil for the hand. A person who is performing, actually skilled person, he is going to have the same time. He is the Sudra supposed to be honored, and he is honored. In the previous years, and they were not accepted inside because with the muddy legs, they don't want to come. We come out. That was the trend at that time. Now, anyway, here the Mesha is the Kshatriya, Vrishabha is the Brahmana, intellect. Here the stars which are going to be referred inside, they are also going to be with reference to that of this sort of. A person who is a Mesha, the Mesha is ruled by the Kuja. Kuja is a warrior. Mesha Kuja is a warrior, protector. A person who is going to protect. Rishabha is a Brahmana. He is sitting at one place and he is giving designing and ideology. The third is a Mithuna, who is going to be Vaisya, making a business, procurements. The fourth is the Karkataka, skilled person, Sudra. Once again, Simha as a Kshatriya is a warrior. He is sitting at one place and observing, and he is making idealistic protection. The Kanya is a Sudra, worker. Tula is Vaisya, where he is going to make the procurements. Vrishchika is a Brahmana. He is going to speak the ideology. Hidden ideology is going spoken by the Vrishchika Brahmana. And Dhanu is Kshatriya once again, who is going to have arm in his hand for the protection. Makara is a Sudra, he is a hard worker. And Kumbha is a Vaisya, he is a procured person and lazy. And Meena is a Brahmana, once again, he is a dualistic ideology. Aisa kare to kya hoga? Aisa kare to kya hoga? The both ways are going to be given. See, here you have the three Brahmana sets. One person who speaks directly. Second one who speaks the hidden things. Third one, he is going to speak what is the profit and loss by doing the same thing. The Kshatriyas are there. One is going to be a warrior and he approaches immediately. Second is going to be idealistic planner. Third is going to be of the Kshatriya Dhanus is going to be with armed person. He uses arms. They see the same thing of the Vanik. The Mithuna is a Vanik. Is two persons where the second Vanik is Libra, who is going to be balancing. And third Vanik is going to be of the Aquarius, where the procurement is going to be there and storage is going to be there. A person of the stored, a person of the balancing person, a person who is just going to make the providing the things. That means human relationships. Here the two people are there. Here one person is there. Without person is there. That means you can just observe the constellations and their structures, however they are said. Thereby you are going to have the lots of the ideologies. Now you see the Varna, color. The each and everything when we are looking at the colors, the color is being stated with reference to the of as Mesha is red in color, Rakta Varnam. Okay. And the other which we are going to see here, Rishabha is the Gaura Varna or yellowish in color. Mithuna is the green color. And Karkata is Patala or the pink color. Simha is Pandura or the grey color or ash color. Kanya is Chitravarnam and multicolored. Tula is Krishna, black, or otherwise Kanchana also being said by some people as a golden. And this is two way of the Vrishchika is Pingala Varna or the brown color. Dhanu is also first half is the Pingala Varna or the brown color. Second half is the Shabala Karna or Shabala Varna, otherwise spotted in nature. The Makara is with the Barbara or the deep brown in nature color or the Chitravarna multicolor, the second half. Kumbha is the Neela blue and the Babru, otherwise deep brown is being stated. That is, one is being showing the part color actually, the mud, and later the water in the front. That means watercolor and mud color or the pot color is being shown there. Kumbha, after the Kumbha, Veena is the Shubhravarna or the white is being shown. So here these colors are there, and even the materials are also being related with. Here the cloths or the vastra are being for the Mesha, for the Shali or the rice is for the Rishabha, or the Vanaphala or the forest products are going to be said for the Mithuna, and the Karkata is going to be with that of the Kandali or the tubers, and the Simha is for the Dhanyam, that is either the wheat or the rice and barley, etc. And for the Kanya is the Twaksara timber is going to be used with, and also even the grains. And Tula is for the Mugdali or the any pulses are going to be weighed with, and sugarcane or the Ikshu for that of the Vrishchika, and for the Dhanus it is Loha or any of the metals, all metals are going to be considered, and for the Makara it is going to be with that of the Swasastra or the horses, and also armors are going to be included here, and for the Kumbha it is a precious metals like gold and other things, or the gems are going to be get included here. For the Meena Rasi, we are going to observe with the Tayojata or the aqueous products and aqueous things. Today, we conclude with the lordships of the 12 Rasis. Mesha is ruled by the Kuja, Mars. He is a very strong enough, muscle, well-built person. Rishabha, for this with the Sukra, where we have said he is a Brahmana, he is going to speak direct of the Venus. And Mithuna Rasi is the, once again, Vaisya. Here it is the Buddha Mercury. And Karkata with the Chandra as a lord. And we are going to see here he is the worker and industrious person. And Simha is Surya. Kanya is for the Buddha, once again the Mercury. Tula with the Sukra, where we see the Tula Sukra is the Vaisya, and whereas the Rishabha Sukra is a Brahmana. See the difference. You can just try to observe the Rasi lords or the Rasi Natha with that of their character in nature, whether they are intellect, whether they are fighter, whether they are businessman, or whether they are with the workaholic in nature. After the Vrishchika is going to be once again with the Mars, Kuja, and Dhanu is with the Guru Jupiter, where the Guru Jupiter of the Dhanu is a Kshatriya. It is like a Parashurama. You can just see this avatar. Here the Dwadas avatars are also going to come. The Makara is with the Shani, where the Makara Shani is the industrious, where the Kumbha Shani is once again non-industrious or lazy person. Where the Meena Rasi, Guru, once again, Meena Guru is a Brahmana, where he is going to speak good and bad together. Just to see, Guru, one is a Kshatriya Guru and second is the Brahmana Guru. The Shani, one is with Vaisya, where workaholic in nature, second is Sudra, non-industrious. If you see the Mars, one is the Brahmana and second is said to be the Kshatriya. When you see the Sukra, Venus, one is the Vaisya, second is the Brahmana. And when you see this Chandra is always workaholic, whereas Surya is a Kshatriya. If you see the Buddha, you get once again two categories. Here the both categories are of the Vaisya in category, are the businessman in category. But here the business category, one is related with that of the forest products, second is related with that of the cultivated products. You can just see the differences. So here we stop after this, and next time we continue this characters of the constellation as a part 2 continuation. If you have any questions, quickly we are going to make out an answer and a couple of questions if at all they are. Otherwise, we are going to make it out. Say thank you and good day.
Sir, one small question.
Yes, please.
You said the Chatushpada Dashama is good, except for.
Yes.
But suppose the planets in it are not good or it is debilitated, then?
We will discuss later in course. At present, by Rasi, if the 10th Rasi becomes a quadruped or Chatushpada, it is good for the Lagna.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, simple logic. A person, what we see from the 10th house is the profession, his
Okay.
job. A person who is having the Chatushpada, he earns much more better.
Oh,
A person who is having Dvipada earns a little less. Who is not having the Pada, a person who doesn't go anywhere, how and where, how he is going to earn. You can just simply say, for the Vrishchika Lagna, 10th house is a Simha Rasi,
Simha Rashi.
but it is a Chatushpada.
Hmm.
Simha Rasi is a Chatushpada? Is it so?
No, sir, it is.
Simha Rasi is not Chatushpada?
It is.
Chatushpada.
Yes, sir.
Because it is an animal.
Animal.
Whenever there is an animal, it is Chatushpada. If the humanoid is there, Dvipada. Because it is Chatushpada, a person who is born in Vrishchika Lagna, Simha as a 10th house Chatushpada, he is going to earn much. If he is going to have the Dvipada, say you can just see, check the Dvipada. Tula is the Dvipada. Tula is the Dvipada. For which Lagna Tula becomes the 10th house?
Makara.
Makara Lagna. Makara Lagna, Tula becomes a person who born in the Makara Lagna, he is having the Dvipada. That's why he earns normal. Okay. Now there is, you can just see, there is no Chatushpada or Dvipada, only Jalapada. Jalapada. Meena Rasi become the Jalarasi, it is the 10th house. For which? For the
Mithuna.
Mithuna Lagna.
Mithuna Lagna.
Mithuna Lagna. A person who borns in the Mithuna Lagna, a Jalarasi, either he has to live on the oceans like a sailor and male or in some of the things. Okay, he has to live in water, he has to earn in water as it is going to be 10th house. He cannot move anywhere to earn. Whatever he is earning there only. The earning will be minimum. You have to make a relationships. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much and
Thank
see
you,
you
sir.
next Thursday,
Thank
8
you, sir.
o'clock.
Namaskar.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good